Hello viewers, my name is Samir Khan and welcome back to my channel Sam's Classroom. In this video we are going to learn about plant tissues. In today's video we shall learn about dermal tissue. Dermal tissue usually consists of a single layer of tissue showing variations in the type of cells on the basis of their functions and location. They are again divided into three different types. They are epidermis, which is the outermost layer of cells, mesodermis, which is the middle layer, and endodermis, which is the innermost layer. The walls of the dermal tissue are comparatively thicker than the cells which we see in the case of meristematic tissue. In desert plants, it may be even more thicker and waxy. We can even see some small pores in the epidermal layer of the dermal tissue, and these small pores are called stomata. Stomata are generally enclosed by two kidney-shaped or bean-shaped cells which are called gourd cells. There are cells of the roots which have long hair-like parts, and these long hair-like parts are called root hair. Some plants like acacia and neem, they secrete a sticky substance from their dermal layer. This sticky substance secreted from their dermal layer is called gum. See, generally gum is secreted from the dermal layer of gum tree. We use it for the preparation of adhesives, and it is generally used commercially. The dermal tissue protects the plants from loss of water, mechanical damage, cleaning of branches, and from the invasion of parasitic and disease-causing microorganisms. In big trees, the dermal tissue forms several layers above the epidermis, and this is what we call as bark. Stomata and root hair are also the parts of dermal tissue. These are essential for gaseous exchange, transpiration, as well as absorption of water and minerals. Certain cells of dermal tissue also participate in photosynthesis. Now let us learn about ground tissue. You have seen the ground tissue in tiers of stem. As you can see the picture here, the blue colored layer and the middle white portion is called as ground tissue. These cells, they form ground tissue and they form the bulk of the plant body. The ground tissue is useful for storing food and also providing physical support to the plant. There are majorly three different types of ground tissues. They are parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. The cells in parenchyma are soft and thin-walled and they are loosely packed. The parenchyma which contains chloroplast are called chlorenchyma. And the parenchyma which contains large air spaces or cavities are called aerenchyma. And the parenchymatic cells which helps in storing the water and food materials or waste products is called storage tissue. Let us learn about the second type of ground tissue, which is called collenchyma. The collenchyma tissues, they have thick wall and the cells are longer when compared with the parenchymatic cells. The third type of ground tissue is sclerenchyma. In these, the cells are thick-walled and tightly packed without any intercellular spaces. So when compared to the dermal tissue, the ground tissue is of various types. And some of the ground tissue also helps in photosynthesis. Nehemiah Grew. He is a practicing physician and also has worked as the secretary of the Royal Society, London. This person, he began his work and started studying the internal structure of plants in the year 1664. According to Grew, the fundamental inference was every plant, it consists of two types of organical parts. The first one was called pithy and the other one was called ligneous part. Grew said that the pithy part of the plant is called parenchyma. grew, he also initiated the study of tissues, which is called histology, in plant bodies, and he published his work in a book which is called Anatomy of Plants in the year 1682. Now let us learn about the vascular tissue. We all know that roots, they can absorb water from the soil, and the green leaves, they can prepare food materials during the process called photosynthesis. But how do they supply them? See, if you carefully notice here, we can see some black portions or else black and white cells which are present in the inner layers of this tissue, and these cells which are seen here are called as xylem and phloem. As you can see in this picture, the purple portion is called phloem and the green portion is called as xylem. The xylem tissue, it is responsible for the transportation of water and minerals like salts and all with the help of roots, whereas the phloem, it helps in the transportation of food materials prepared during photosynthesis process. Hence, they are known as conducting tissue, or they are also called as vascular tissue. Xylem and phloem together, they'll form vascular bundles. So, the vascular tissue, it also helps in providing mechanical support to the plants. As well as, xylem contains long, elongated tracheids cells, tubular vessels, fibers and parenchyma, whereas phloem contains sieve cells and sieve tubes, as well as companion cells, fibers and parenchyma. Both of these, xylem and phloem tissues, will help in the transportation of water as well as food materials. As you can see here, xylem tissue helps in the transportation of water and minerals from the roots to the upper parts of the plant body, whereas the phloem tissue, it helps in transportation of food materials produced during the process of photosynthesis by the leaves. So far we have learned that plants have different types of tissues which are arranged in a specific manner and also helps in carrying out different functions in the plant body. I hope you understood the video. If you like my video, then please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.